but he failed. That is why he suffered the heaviest defeat in any election in Ghana's history, because he's the worst leader that we ever had. And Ghanaians have not forgotten. In fact, he gave the worst economic growth since 1990. The facts are there. It is therefore not surprising that former President Jerry John Rawlings, the founder of the NDC, himself, the man who gave Mr. Mahama his only ministerial opportunities, says he did not vote for his own candidate in 2016. Not only that, he will not say if he will vote for this candidate in 2020. We all heard him on Asasi Radio last month. In fact, former President Rawlings believes that candidate Mahama's main target is 2024. Candidate Mahama himself let the cat out of the bag when in Savannah last week, he referred to 8 years of President Akufo-Addo as if 2020 is just a trial run for 2024 for him. The NDC must wake up to Mr. Mahama's plans. He does not mean well for the NDC, but that is their own house matter.
It didn't almost say multiple registration need duplication. No. Adia ba konso ana isifo e kan ye ntia wo so mo twodi no omo pa chese kane no edi na ye tro ni fidie na ye de tro no na enko animu enti omo de fidie foforo ba wo bakra na se wanim ye fidie ni timi chi wani enti enya possible se obi betimi atro ni di mie no na fe ye tro din wie ya o si nipa bebre atro mu din ebinom ye nkola ebinom so ye foreigners e be de no hu se we o ye foreigner. I won't check in the passport, the ID card, and the birth certificate. Birth certificate is na one and most birth certificate. It's me fan check at the abium. It's a foreigner, no, but they say, client bear soon easy birth as well, or be way a foreigner. Let us say, I say, I heard the year on birth for crime so now omo yi ebinuma sebio omo sha omo nom NPP party no na akwaya ayi baby on eti eno de ye need da ho pa ye hwe.
Ama kwa babio enti no ni akotie ye Urasame Awuku oye national organizer for the NPP in some awode etu dwane enti a eni wo se yeto abano edema former president His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, but ye bebo Sami Jemfidie no a wode etu dwada etwemu no eno ye no krado ye krado a ye bebo na ye de amabara na pay omo amene omo esi nkonya baako edikan atrase Dida Ura Richard Nyama, or Deputy Communications Director of the NPP, Watrasi, Yeshe Nimu say Honorable Kojedu Asare, Oye Director, Special Duties, NDC, also so Ebeba na Wabetnase, Yakweni Mamema Ura Richard Nyama Akwaba. Openikase?
Akwaba CJ, Major so.
And what do you hold here?
Oh, Nyamiadom.
Nyamiasi.
Chiawa here for you.
I shall phone you till for you now, Edgewo so. Mindi kan NJ initial comment. Wabra, share any musa and Sabeka Sami Jefi in the press conference. No, Mindi kan do initial comment. And this week, Sami Awuku at the friends and 12 at the same etuja and obisa questions baby. In fact, you young do questions in so. But the reason why on another Junimuno, any was say you sound to aba at the former president John Dramani Mahama. Initial comment in about 2 minutes. Nafi, we are enquiring. Richard.
Yo, me chia with you for I hear for no with you for nyina na tuturu ya man penyi His Excellency Nnawotwe Akufo-Addo. Ye nyina ni madwuma pa oye ehu you can feel it. Me mete Pom Gulf City. Anyebia there are 2 railway lines passing through my constituency. The stage of development on share lines in India. There can say coaches in the Baba. Ebin see that if you come and Kroma Breso, almost share railway lines. This is the biggest railway system that has been established in this country's history. And you be or share boss a free education or baye. Mene okay, ya manabroso. under normal circumstances, na kaya normal school intake na also be free SHS. But free SHS nintino na nipa be 400,000 abroso oma pass it. Na so na school dan enni ho a ombetena mu esua de. Adwene be na mu di ba ye. Ana pay me da Ewura Matthew Poku Prempe ne Dr. Educhu ase. Adwene pa mu di ba ye. Say yenya na double track. The system ne bayama nipa 400,000 who either two would have not had the opportunity to go to school. Ya form nyina. Double track system no. Eba ye wote the NDC for kan ye. So mo bakra mo betwam mo beguno na nye.
But double track system also has come with its own challenges.
Everything has its own challenges. Being alive has its challenges. And to say one pair challenges is there, be dead. It's only in the land of the dead there are no challenges. We will have challenges to solve them. Now what him? And see the only say United States of America. America broach memu adia no mfie me sent fie na no. And coronavirus by that is the system they are adopting to go open back.
System no.
Double track. Double track. New York City. Almost say nkwada ne bi beba Monday, let's say Tuesday. Now second batch about Wednesday, Thursday. Now ukofia na akoye 2 days and another 3 days na kano no esua dey ofie online. And he's saying because they need to do social distancing. Say class no nkoda 30 na ewo mu a this time no be 15 na betina class no. Enti omo chemu mienu. Eno kra no ebi mu anya nko. Enti they are doing it say that ebi be call ebi 2 days, ebi be call 2 days, na ebi akọ 1 day. The following week no normal switch no. That's double track. Young crop for NDC for send almost on Tiasi. And that is going on. They are all adopting it. 3 years ago, Ghana did it. That is how far Akufo-Addo and his government can see. Yeah, okay. Food and jobs. Who hasn't felt it? And Ghana. Eduana nanka important and Dudona is here. Yeah, Eduana Edi. And the coronavirus and Kofo minim say out here CNN na. Ube who say America for us a line 2 months, 3 months. Ejina ha pay Eduana Edi. It's and see what Ghana. That is the reality of the situation. Mama Echo, na on IMF assign contract yentimi emfa obia wedwumem
because of conditionalities.
Conditionalities no, yes. Conditionalities no obi na share no. Ono ana esore koje ye. Eboa. NPP by there na ye e twa conditionalities no mu. E na ye fa training teachers. Ye fa nurses. Ye fa doctors. Eboa. NAPCO ya fa. You go into the public sector, they are recruiting. That is a foresighted president. That's a foresighted government. And you be ye buy what to do so bio. Mr. We do say we free mu bio. That da onyame ase. Na that na do dan kwa kufu ase. Esan say nyame yi no emre say ombedi Ghana enim. If we had John Dramani Mahama at the helm of affairs today,
okay, Richard, the press conference, NDC for the questions they raised, the stinking, according to them, the stinking PDS deal. But looks like lately, press conferences now quite banter. We Namusuma responded, NDC for Namusuma responded, Namusuma NDC for I responded. That's the new trend moving into this year's election.
Oh, but I just CJ NDC for na ebum raso. If not, oh, say who president and then vice, former president and the vice. Our mononam campaign. Uncle for Diomochi, not obeying social distancing in Bibia. Omoye. You don't see those crowds. You don't see those crowds. So you see it organized. Social distancing, any face mask in Bibia. You don't see that. But NDC is doing it.
Say, from now till 7 December, no,
unless the ban has been lifted, the President of the Republic of Ghana will follow Onwa may say opposition in NDC. We saw what he did. Onwa baako de onu no okoye wotema and saw the effect of it. And Onwa say or suspended. So naturally, this is the new trend. Yeah, can America broach when we almost elections 3rd November. Me boy. And so yeah, can Zoom and then conferences na omoye. Enti there so NDC NPP press conferences and no kwan so no. Because you were different era mu. Embra na you mu no coronavirus emre. Coronavirus abeje nyina atum. To pawumpo one way or the other no we are prisoner. Show okukuo mu ofie. Once in a while you adopt different strategies. So betimi anya one on one bi aye. But they say you be mass nkrofo aba be gina aye rally no. Ebe den kakra. Enti we will see more of this. Enya anya botre. Na kaya nya na nka tutu na say akoko rounds akako campaign. But unfortunately, yare nti no ese nyina boy ho ban. Na ebo Ghana fo ho ban. Enti no yentimi enye nema no say kane a esi ye no akoko rounds no. Enti na tin sa but at least anya bia no NDC for be you omo de to ho na say yi ano a the Ghanaians naturally are descending. The President Mahama can say Ghana for short memories and kaya de you refi de entem ye nimu pa ye kaya de enso pa na de ye na see ye kai Ghana for the NDC be ye na de ye na ye fan comparing of records, then we'll see the results. That's where we are going.
Okay. Well, Osha Adom TV sounds what Asempa 94.7 FM. Now the panel is set. But my main sound so press conferences mienu no ebiu na femiwia. Mema Ura Kwajo Edu Asare, director in charge of special duties for the NDC. Mema no so akwaba. Na fe yenshen komachocho no ase.
Do so. But he failed. That is why he suffered the heaviest defeat in any election in Ghana's history, because he's the worst leader that we ever had. And Ghanaians have not forgotten. In fact, he gave the worst economic growth since 1990. The facts are there. It is therefore not surprising that former President Jerry John Rawlings, the founder of the NDC, himself, the man who gave Mr. Mahama his only ministerial opportunities, says he did not vote for his own candidate in 2016. Not only that, he will not say if he will vote for this candidate in 2020. We all heard him on Asasi Radio last month. In fact, former President Rawlings believes that candidate Mahama's main target is 2024. Candidate Mahama himself let the cat out of the bag when in Savannah last week, he referred to 8 years of President Akufo-Addo as if 2020 is just a trial run for 2024 for him. The NDC must wake up to Mr. Mahama's plans. He does not mean well for the NDC, but that is their own house matter.
Adom, have you heard of the facial recognition again? When they speak these days, do they talk about facial recognition? It used to be facial recognition, facial recognition, facial recognition. What happened to facial recognition? Technically, any credible biometric system is able to detect duplicate registration in real time and address him. That's why when you go, you use somebody's passport and you get to the airport and they check, it will be found out. Or you're going for a visa and you go and you've been there before, they check, they will find out. That's how a biometric system works. So it beats our imagination that this exercise that is being conducted in the midst of a deadly pandemic, that people will move from one registration center to another to engage in multiple registration. What reason? Why would they do that? Why would somebody register here and go and register there? Why? If there are any records of multiple registration, the EC may have to examine the causes internally. because we are reliably informed that the EC's own biometric system is defective and therefore deduplicating registrants by itself. You recall that when they were doing the pilot exhibition, a new system, so-called, people will go and register, and the system will say they're already in the system. Do you remember? And we said it, we brought it here, we showed you evidence. People went to register on supposedly a new system, and then the system will show that they're already in the system. So if they should look internally at their systems and their processes. And that is why we are calling for an independent audit of the entire register in relation to multiple registration. Details of all those who have engaged in multiple registration, including their photographs, ID numbers, centers where they engage in multiple registration, etc., should be made available to the political parties, to this independent entity for verification. We are highly suspicious of this move because we are aware that the management of the EC has transferred almost all the experienced ICT experts at the headquarters to various regions for very strange reasons. And then they are currently moving the non-IT staff and replacing them with questionable political proclivities. And you can go and check whether all the majority of the IT staff at the headquarters have not been moved to the regions. And check whether moves are not being made. In fact, the process is ongoing now as I speak, to move almost all the experienced people at the headquarters away from the headquarters. In effect, Jane Mensah and Akufo-Addo have compromised the electoral process. We hope that the so-called deduplication exercise will not be an excuse to delete the names of persons who belong to certain ethnic groups. We are watching with eagle eyes. We believe that this comprehensive audit will also help address our observation during the pilot registration exercise where there were cases of false matches, what I was talking about earlier, owing to system failure, in order to ensure that genuine persons are not disenfranchised, and every Ghanaian should be interested.
The process of ECG was fraudulent, a fact corroborated by our court, a Qatar-based company which allegedly issued a said guarantee. Who were those who perpetrated this fraud against Ghanaians? And what actions has President Akufo-Addo taken to ensure that they answer for this fraud? Who are they? Peter Mewu says that the transaction was fraudulent. The insurance guarantee which was presented to government for the takeover of the assets of ECG was fraudulent, on the basis of which the concession agreement was terminated. And who are those who perpetrated this fraud? Friends from the media, it is these plain acts of thievery and corruption that has entrenched President Akufo-Addo as the chief corruption clearing agent. It is glaringly clear that President Akufo-Addo has no intention to pursue the prosecution of persons responsible for the PDS scam and the recovery of the billions of Ghana cedis he collected from electricity companies. We in the NDC are not in the least surprised at the nonchalant posture of President Akufo-Addo on this matter. We have always known that President Akufo-Addo can neither be trusted to punish the perpetrators nor ensure that the monies collected by PDS are refunded to the state, because he and his corrupt government are complicit and neck deep in this scam.
Okay, yama akwa babio press conference is a course na Nnawotwe and ayasan ko akotie ebiem akohwe biem no. Honorable Kojo Asare director special duties NDC. Watena se. Nyame chado nyame ayadom waba abe cancer already. Richard Nyama deputy communications director of the NPP and so ewa ha. Kojo mamemo akwa ba.
Yeah, yeah.
Anwode wo ho de.
Yes, Adom.
My first question be to numienu nyina. based on press conferences, especially, and saying, now we are here, now we are here. What is the motive? But I been attached. My messages are no, and a message be any who you. What do?
Mechiamu anope wahwefo ne omo Ghana ne omo wa mano ne omo so ehwe social media so question we dey say me who say like because it's been our style of politics, part of our style of politics. From time to time as a political party you have to reach out to your members. Information be also say worth sharing with your friends, saying members, and the rank and file, the entire electorate, because especially we are heading towards an election.
Yes.
Election, you know, we have the flag bearers agenda, and on the plan, the program,
yes.
You know, no, it's on course. The Obesa will be choosing a running mate. Say, you know, you're launching manifesto and all of that. Those are all part of the flag bearers program. But beyond that, you know, party knows so that onerous responsibility to ensure, say, they also bring to the fore issues are Koswa almost say Ghana 40 ABR from the perspective of government, you know, they are not getting the real or the juice in the real issues. You know, government might come to do their own propaganda and skew information in a certain direction. It is the duty of the opposition, and I say the minority in parliament, to also, from time to time, reach out to the same people with a different perspective, if possible, to throw a certain light on probably the same issue or some other issues are buying may not be interested in bringing to the fore. So, you know, necessary say every political party, especially one like NDC, the largest opposition party as at now. One of our strategies for this election is to ensure, say, the myriads of corruption scandals this government is not interested in dealing with it for Ghanaians to know, say, no, and it is our duty as an opposition party to ensure every now and then we bring to the fore some of these issues. Sometimes you expect to say so you need to rehash some of these issues and continue to bring pressure to bear on government so that government making a taking decision on such issues. And, you know, for this particular elections, this is just the beginning. There's so many in the line I have in there.
Okay, but then my say before I call Richard Hall, the party NDC, someone did for instance, who said and say issues of corruption, party, press conference, and then the flag bearer, and so Kasabia hardships, and then the vice presidential candidate is touching on issues with education. Say, how does the electorate, NDC, this is the clear-cut message on the Magana for.
Message there, there's a whole lot, unless you are not listening. And now say, Sebi, you choose to play that, you can't say role, you know, because there's a difference between raising certain concerns, it be a matters of corruption. No, and yet necessarily the flag bearers agenda. But certainly once all call around all kasa and then Crawford issues are so eba he can make comments on them. For instance, recently friends interviews be or Koti and I think one of the years some interview with him, and he touched on the Ghana Airports Company. Friends are not almost a friend's airport, a Turkish company. You know, and you could tell, sir, as soon as he made those revelations about it, the government backtracked. So sometimes those interventions are key. And no so betting up Boama said, Bibi Kosona said, and yet the right year, it will bring it to the fore and certain decisions can be made. Okay, so during the COVID period, several programs, social media interactions, any issues to raise here. Most of the recommendations he made, that's what the government chose and implemented.
But the government has on countless times, Obayana say, say minority.
Because the records are there that the person speaks about it, the next moment government implements it. It's not me. Okay, do you understand? Okay. The records are there. I'm not the one who should come in.
Richard, the same question. What is the message from the NPP? And then Musaha, na press conference. And can say minority for no IB, not to say the next thing is more yebi. Is that the message? And I'm style for this year's election. I don't know, Richard.
CJ, we can't say. Emremo aye wono. Ma kwan say obeye de na wo ye kan no. Emre no wasesa. Coronavirus adawo. Campaign any elections said the name no. Afi enya sana ye beye. Mu asesa. Campaign largely this time no a one-on-one. Only nipa no. Maybe households. Door to door, face to face. Say be rallies akasi for studio money pass name ka hono. Yentimi nya no afi. Na so here you asking for na be a elections kra afi. Essence coronavirus wo. Obi an strategy. America broach me. President Trump try to obey rallies. Koye baako. Oye sa rally new year. Tulsa. In the end, the security personnel on Crawford Mobile Stadium, no supporters. Efahunya coronavirus. In fact, a former black presidential candidate for the Republican Party, Afamwewu, out of coronavirus. Additional Emma Nipa Bebre, say, who need say, rallies in the coronavirus. That is a typical example of how you can contract it. Enti ama Kwafo Bebre are strategizing. Zoom meetings, TV and radio. Afi ebe you see TV ni radio do no ya chen de nanka use previous elections enti obehu say press conferences, counter press conferences, statements na keka ho afi na ebeba enti mo as incentive for no afi na mo eduma ebe so you are going to have a lot of work on your hands. Amesre say ya munya mu research yi na wetime bisa nsem bisa be ma ahwefo na tifo ate asem na se na ma fa ho edi ato baba enti said the make eden ya emra na sesa ese oso sesa tisana ba.
Okay, well you really say you call issues in him. Could you mention here? The NDC has raised issues about PDS scandal. Say like I say the concession agreement, but more raising issues. You share Sami JT as to say like I say you are asking the government to tell Ghanaians the total amount of money, sir, PDS within the period or taking over. No, na say or career. as to whether Sasikano, your auditor who said genuinely, if these are the issues, there are other issues that you've raised. Yeah, let's start with the PDS and the stinking, as you put it, a deal. Could you?
That's it, CJ. I'm saying PDS assembly and yet fufro Emma on mine. And one would have expected, say, for a president who was touted before our Odabaye president, say, oh yeah, incorruptible. I'm on this attack, no, and till today, some people still think, say, you know, oh yeah, incorruptible, especially in the face of plethora of scandalous crimes committed against the country. PDS, then I see your electricity company, and say because of this Millennium Challenge, friend say, the authority, and because we did one some time back during Kufuor's era, and everything about it went successfully. We were due for another concession. And the time I was NDC was President Mahama. That was when it started. And fast forward, NPP by at a point, almost say, yes, the 80% foreigners. Into almost one banner, almost by sure say 80% never foreigners. Too much. Into Ghana for and participating so that at least the returns can benefit Ghanaians more or less. But that 80% that NDC was at the time, Nanka, you expect to say, Profono would have come with a certain background, especially with some muscle, financial muscle, or more that capability to become a friend, say, a partner to the entire process.
Your friend, the conditions precedent.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, on their part, what they ended up doing was to select a group of party friends, cronies. What was expected, Senka, almost the bad table also, especially in terms of formal finances. They never had it. They didn't have that muscle to bring it. Into Nanka, as a sort of bank guarantee, to support their friends' bid. Unfortunately for all of us, instead of coming with a bank guarantee, I'm going to insurance guarantee. And they are claiming, say, insurance guarantee and the bank guarantee pay. Fine. Let's even assume it says Sana Assembly here. Later we found out, say, bank insurance guarantee it was endorsed by a wrong authority. That's the person who signed that document in Nankasan, he is not authorized to do so. So it renders the, you can say, guarantee, invalid. And Tianona started this whole process of a year about, how wrong this whole thing was. Fast forward, the Ministry of Energy itself and the minister, after conducting its own investigations in the whole thing, they can't say the whole thing was fraught with fraud. We all heard him. If something is fraught with fraud, then it means something about it is not good. Let's truncate the whole thing. There's also enough evidence to prove, say, what caused this whole challenge was the fact that some group of people from the onset, you almost started this whole thing, Omudini, they share business last year. After Omodi Omobibia Kwakoye, a Yama, a Jumane Jinano, then the finance minister and others are Mofus Omowo, a stronger authority in the NPP, any government in India. They wanted to rearrange the whole leadership, like ownership of the whole business. And no, a friend sent for no, like it blew the whole thing, and no man after in seminal started APP here.
Okay, could you fast forward?
Yes.
Now the whole concession agreement has been cancelled.
Wonderful.
Abrogated.
Yes.
Again, I mean, what is the issue?
Abrogated, and that's the end of story. No. Yadi Japadi share Omonsa. A Japadi and the share Omonsa. They run the friend saying, Omo Gigi, me no your bills for a period of time. And yes, our bills now Omo Gigi for that period, no. And I pese you the accruals so far between point A and the strategy are bills, and as I take you over the friends of the company, and then when it was truncated, how much money have you collected? And you are collecting also a dime now with one contabu bank and a wire Ghana for with their children. So you know I dream that's near who say Ampa ya dear Jumana share one son say any a call. Now you and Noah, then if there's no fraud in it, as your own minister has said, we will know. As much as there is even the word fraud, one would have also expected say, whoever perpetrated that fraud, and that's whichever group knew said this is the procedure, condition precedent, condition what's the other one, subsequent. Now some we are a country of laws.
But Kojo, yes. 3 months, 4 months to election. I think I be investigative fraud. I mean, for the ordinary Ghanaian or what me papa cross how does this make you win?
Is it about winning elections? It's about accountability to our state, period. It's not about winning elections. Because your mouth, your foot, your footro, our mouth, say fire juma, that for bife we bushia, and now dia shawunsa. You need to account for it. It doesn't matter whether it's election or no election. We're in your election issue. And you someone you see Ghana for you're interested in it. How their property is being used or misused or abused. That is what we are trying to do. And your property, yes, your money and no. That's it. Omo take you over from us. No. Omo na ye ku edi amomo. It's not about elections.
Okay. Richard. This PDS deal, I shall say in DHA, but the NDC clearly feels that say Neman Chayi among I mean between that period that PDS from so ECG for Jumemu. Just say among not Momra Meyanwa, Samia Uku first conference or by or the 2 days about attack former President John Mahama. Richard Nyama.
CJ. So, Obi Ednemu PDS in electricity concession arrangement, the person has to show up. I'm telling you.
Oh, really? Oh, and now come to the bed.
Now, I'm sorry. 2015, and I'm in Tiku. Coalition of stakeholders against the ECD concession arrangement. When you say na o kromoha and how kaya.
Yes. Okay.
I put that group together. And it was a group of stakeholders, civil society organizations. So not individuals. Dr. Simantea, oil and gas, okay,
yes.
Kwame Jantua.
Yes.
Yes. The sector is also in it. Imani Ghana was represented by Kofi Bento. And Sana ASEP, Ben Boachi. Nanaya Jantua represented utilities.
Nanaya Jantua, former public affairs, PURC.
Yes, because not a pair, neutral think tank to push a bind and make sure say the right things are done. Now, some no concession process and start to you said that never be touching. Number one, that concession was led largely by IFC, International Finance Corporation. IFC, and they list buy. List no mudi buy. If you list no, companies no do except one. Not IFC companies. They had interest in those companies. There's an issue of conflict of interest. It is a car fraud. And then they share.
I'm telling you. It's a more
oh, TSA make so you pointed out, your press conference secretary Omanpenyi said, yes, sir. This civil society organization, this woman, you feel was something. You feel woman did. Also count. Very broad consultation. They share all the stakeholders. They share ECG4, share Abine, they share a friend saying MCA. Put all the processes together. I catch them say, there is no way me in charge. Na me say di nkrofo abase mo hwe mu na munyi omu baako. And then we find out to say me na me tell mu nyina echi. And you still want the process to go and yesra mo hwe bi. Na ade ISC and advice mo transaction advisors. Omwa and say di nkrofo ese mu di company ne mom mom. So there's a problem there. Omanfie ISC recommendations. At cabinet level, discussing and word for word, and cabinet memo where word for word, Omanpenyi agree. Edima, I say, okay, let's go into the next phase. Honestly, problem is here. And now, yes, I can say, oh, here transaction now. You didn't do na Edicoma company back. But there is no requirement to say company no. Edisi kebia beba wegum. The na say, yeah, the company name we are. No, your friend is saying. You qualify for a Millionaire Challenge account, Sika. Enti acquire fast with the man there and fire home. Now the link is that IFC, an American company. What do I say? America France on a PSA and Cocodiadi. Young farmer, omo company in the end. Now Yababaje 500 million. I say, I can't didn't kahuni. Okay, move 500 million here. You debate your hoka. Now your company here, man, company here, must say, and farmer company for free. Or bar, and yes, it can be an Odiba. The requirements, they build up, no. Now, I saw here initial investment of bare $100 million US. Now, graduate. Obey, you don't know, I invested bare $400 million. But the point is, say, investments does not have to be physical cash. Yeah, evaluation of ECG assets in the Bibiano. And then I'm by 5 billion US dollars. Every I don't this idea edema at such a cheap rate. And you be no crown, not come 50-50. Not gonna for any movie. ECG workers are not Muyejuma. And that is even the point I forgot most importantly. ECG workers, pool workers. Public Workers Union for Utilities. No?
Yes.
They were major stakeholders. More assumption, and I fire as lawyer to pursue this matter. And Sana, Abang Ejam, they now started negotiating. And then was Eka, not Omudi Mount. And we said no, we call court. On this matter, yes, I didn't do it in my name, but my wife will be the name. And a lawyer's D, and the man didn't just court to sale no so. And then ma, I went to me at the.
Okay, so
now,
so fast forward. NPP came into the picture.
I'm giving you a very good picture. The other can say man can hear. I want to ask you. Well, tear for Ebeji Omodi. Tear me. Fraud na ya can. I know who na me church.
The best after NDC press conference is for the NPP to come out to give the public this knowledge.
Am I not a member of the NPP?
But immediately after NDC press conference,
the NDC will not determine how we respond. And you know, the Energy Ministry has officially said that the Omokano and Yanokre now at the appropriate time be Yano. But I am telling you, sir, behind the scenes, the minimum and the Maye is what I'm telling your viewers and listeners. May say NDC went when the final phase of Motonwa there, and I'm doing injunction called Toso, and Anyamaso. So when the government changed, you're near bank or tenancy. Now, Ebiamiya MPP Ninti, don't take my word for it. Mr. Kofi Bento, and now Dr. Steve Manteyo, and Nebisa.
Richard, you are an individual. Unless you want to tell me, sir, whatever action you took, was in the name of the MP. But because
I'm not saying I said that it was in the interest of Ghana, and I put a group of think tanks together, and I'm telling you what the storyline to show said the Omukane Nyanokre. Unless you are not interested in that, may say Aban Sisayeno Yene Omampenyi Nana Danko Ekufuado had the meeting at the Flagstaff House. And they did some
identical conditions in the man should answer. I mean,
I'm saying that the conditions changed. That is what I'm telling you. Conditions necessary. Now 80% to be now 49%.
That and Matthias here.
Yes.
I know the minimum.
They agreed. Say, you better find the phone in ECG and their PDS. Because we told them that there is no way I better finish unless the workers were safeguarded.
PDS concession now NDC asking here very legit question. Between 1st March 2019 to 18th October 2019, abra PDS beso omanya nyina mahode nsem no. Sika wo munya sika no how have we accounted for it?
Richard, you are jumping the gun. No, unless you don't want us to discuss this issue properly.
I want us to.
You know, Mampeni etna office, and I need your listeners to hear what he said. Or say, and today is the first time make us ask him. O Mampeni say, Onyaya ade Emma, so na ojidi se Ghana for betimi arani ECG. Arani ni ye. Now it is a management problem. But baby adena kwa do no. His hand is behind his back. Intino. But the obey under the sun to ensure say Ghana ebe fan into my pay fra no. Obey. Me say Fred Dr. Steve Mante ya na Kofi Bento nebisa. So he was not for this thing in the first place. That is the main point. Now me say adie me chiraw fraud ekoswa na ye pesa de na baso chinchina no woni de ye e fra bibi tariff methodology ye fra mo saying this Baby Nana ya Jantawa.
PURC.
PURC.
Utilities and Regulatory.
Omo and a war to me, oh, Mamu has so on by issue tariff methodology. A child Monsa. Emma.
Why a child Monsa?
IFC. I'm telling you,
under whose watch?
Under John Dramani Mohammed's watch. IFC, a crata on the letterhead of PURC. Say, Oma issue tariff methodology. Listen for tariff methodology. A publish here.
And this is
not the first time I'm saying this. That is the beginning of fraud. Now, I'm proving fraud to them. Now, I'm disprove fraud now or no. Because fraud now,
oh, I see.
Energy Commission and issue license. Energy Commission say I'm letter issuing.
Why the Chim Energy Commission is
IFC and MIDA. Millennium Development Authority
under
NDC
government.
To the extent they say these two institutions extra public letters discounting say enyomo no mo ye enti court na ye call ye no ye di we beto ho say adanse say aban e chimo mo nsa na it is not the right way oho na e injunction to adem no so. These were the things we brought ahead. Ye buy ye besesa emra no mu nyina e ma Ghanafo e gadaye. And you know what happened? Majority of them who here AGI and Crawford and the organization.
Association of Ghana Industries.
Yes. The membership. Omodudu na AGI. Because the thing was that Emma Ghana for media and so now you put a proper management in place. I solve a problem. And that is how the thing came. Now say the Emma Ghana for na say Oman so mu here. Process now I call even the cancellation. To that extent, even who they were dealing with in Sunday morning. Okay,
Richard.
I know record.
For
1.6 billion now. Coming to your point. No 1.6 billion now or so more ECG for Adom. Mr.
The PDS for
PDS, AGN. Nibisano. Now that's your way.
Oh, you mean from 1st March to 18th October?
What year na someone? Or say yembebu akunta.
Yes.
Na yen chire sika dudu a hold on. Yen chire sika dudu a yeje ye. And na de edi ye.
And only here in France na.
Is that okay? Enti na ehun nyina so. Se wo be ka chire me se me wi a sika. And na wo chire me se me na me kan chire na me chire se me wi sika na. What are you trying to tell me? He who alleges must prove. Hold on.
Richard, please. Let's
get serious. I'm serious.
Wait.
Me say, we say I do 1.6 billion. Say I do 1.6 billion. This is the evidence. ECG no. Fortunately, a data system na umudi ejuma. Me chase utuya meter. I don't know system. Catch me say per ECG collections omu data yi. Omu J 5.6 million customers say and aggregate say over this period. Now I'm doing country say between the time a PDS buy and the time omu fimu omu J 1.6 billion on what they say.
No, but Richard, even if it is $1, even if it is 1 Ghana cedi, don't you think Ghanaians deserve to know? It's a Ghana for who?
Me say they all cannot say. Me majisika si edi ayejuma. Na me mebu ho akonta. Na me say asa na obekọ. Father say to dwa. Say sika na wo say magi no. Ene correct. And I'm telling you that the electricity your friend say energy ministry will officially respond because the omuka ni nyina entro.
Enche dodo.
Enche dodo say look, no, they are in government. Massa, if the man is dancing in the market naked, do I have to follow him? Then me want to me did to ya.
Richard Nyama.
I'm not sure I didn't no more.
Okay, Richard, Messa, I hope you. But we are looking at 2 press conferences. The NDC for PDS in Semsema, one more every if Yebeba national organizer of the NPP, Samia Okusu Sodia, on also Sudan Sem Etuja. Why Ghanaians shouldn't vote for former President John Dramani Mahama? And Studio Hano, Honorable Kojo Duasare, or director in charge of special duties for the NDC, and Afei Ura Richard Nyama, deputy communications director of the NPP. And the conversation is getting interesting. Join us on Facebook, Adom TV, or Facebook, Afei Asempa 94.7 FM on Facebook. Kojo, before we move on, maybe I'll give you 2 minutes to respond to some of the issues that we should have.
I'm also having my 2 minutes.
Sure.
CJ, isn't it obvious the NPP doesn't have any response to this PDS scandal? Because Richard did some IFC millennium. We are talking about post SAR era. What you say? That's what Ghanaians are interested in. You see, if you thought, say, at the time, there were some wrongdoing, thing and stop from also blowing it and making Ghanaians aware, say, be correct, and I say, and then the so if you chose not to do that at that time, now say ne, wo wakwa ye odie na sebe ehun sema bana ye kan na afi na akwa kotutu anua dada e dia begu nkrofo edi. For me, I think say it's not a fair way to handle the issue. The truth is that you talk about accountability. Sika wajiji. Nya wodi ye ya government sika. It's our money. We need to know. What's the NDC say? You think, you see, what you don't maybe want to appreciate is the fact, say, NDC, we have representation in in Parliament. What I say? And as Parliament, there are committees that are responsible for various ministries, departments, and agencies. In the electricity company, Ministry of Energy, Committee of Energy and Mines, are here in Parliament. And they can, at any given time, request for information.
But Kojo, yes. How did the NDC arrive at that figure 1 point?
Good. Me see, we have access to information by virtue of the link now.
Let's get the link.
Yes, I'm talking about the Committee on Mines and Energy. We have members there. We have members of Parliament. We have ranking members. We sit with ministers. We sit with chief directors, directors of the various ministries, and we can get information.
With the source of this information.
Please. If it's not enough to tell you, say we can get information, then I don't know what you want me to ask, which answer. You want me to mention one person's name, say Mikoji or Asemesi, or you want me to compromise somebody? But I want to tell you, the journalists in this country, Central for how do you get your information? How? We are then information and you want us to believe you. If you can go and get information, why can't we? As the largest opposition, as the largest opposition party, you think we don't have journalists your level that we can also use them to get information? Is that what you are saying? Please, let's be fair to the facts.
But media people, journalists, we disclose our sources.
You don't always.
Yes, not. I mean,
you don't always.
Very well. But in this case, yes, this is a very sensitive.
You want me to go and tell you, said Mikoji was so they go and you can't say victimize that person. I won't do it.
But that
is not. I mean, please don't. Let's not make. They took money, like you ask him. Even if they took a dime, 1 Ghana cedi, they must account for it. And they took money from, like we are saying, 1st March to October. Somebody collected some monies. Even if it's not 1.6, it is X.
Thank you.
So whatever that X is,
the fact that they collected money doesn't mean they collected 1.5 million.
If it is not 1.6, why don't you come and tell us what you collected? And account for it.
And then you also will tell us how you arrived by
so if you come and challenge what we have said now, then we will prove to you what we have.
Okay. Could you
tell me?
Yes.
Number one.
Quick one.
If I knew this thing was going to take this dimension, for instance, letter a friend is saying, IFC, Emma, Etro in the name of PURC, actually MIDA, any energy commission, I would have brought them here.
But Richard,
no, I'm giving you. That be CJ, me, they all cannot me patch the mama. Okay. Now me the so those same two institutions, Etro, you're refuting say that gives you evidence of fraud. What I say? Where the thing is coming from in here? What am I say?
Me too.
Also, Parliamentary Select Committee on Mines and Energy. That is the proper forum. So I'm going to Parliamentary Select Committee on Mines and Energy. Just data information now. Why can't you put, because we did to actual collections in the month of January. Say namoji ekosi ebra amufi say namoji this is it. And your source is the Select Committee on Mines and Energy. How does that compromise anybody? That is the legitimate body to do that. And me say some more information. But there is nothing. Now, say this. And I'm saying that is the proper forum. Information according to the Select Committee on Mines and Energy.
Why hasn't this information? No, that be
may say, CJ, say if response now from the ministry is not enough, you ask supplementary questions. You can ask for the minister. You can summon the minister to come and answer further questions. We no more propaganda.
Richard. Any idea how much was collected between this period?
I don't know. And I'm saying that the proper forum. Now, I'm say ministry bia. Omo jishika ediye juma. Akuntabuo no, omo be no radio so. Enya parliament no mudiko. Enti me say, the omo hia no, akoso e wo parliament.
It's not there.
Say answers na munya ye no, you are not satisfied that. You ask further questions. If they haven't brought it to you, ask them to bring it. That is how it is done. Now, your friend is Auditor General, all those Accountant General, they look into those books. Oh, NDC, NPP, let the proper authorities work. So, Parliament, NASA will say, 1.6 billion.
People have written
for PDS now you ask them to come parliament to church chief director now can chief director better radio and TV so now cry all day your friend is saying is that how this country is run?
First we requested information of Eba Parliament like to come and answer questions.
No, but you have been
exactly. That's why I want to tell my brother. The pure discretion, at the pure discretion of the speaker. Okay, it is a which road the cover speaker say, "Oh, say."
How many times have you written? No, but I was on the floor. You interjected.
Please.
No, but that's the point.
Let me say what I want.
So if you are making the quick points, and answer me interjecting, you feel there's anything wrong.
Yeah, so we are a short one. How one can get the speaker to for a minister to come and answer questions. A speaker don't assess of opinion. I watch letter to speaker name. Now for months, speaker say like when Bunani Egusu say me respond. Now say you have the chance to invite the minister to the year. How do you ask those questions?
Is that what happened?
Yes.
Oh, letter. My chairman speaker. My man reminded and he has refused.
Jinapo has done so many times. John Jinapo.
Well, so and the NDC do a press conference and they don't put this evidence out.
What can we do? What can we do?
And you don't put this evidence out. Evidence now one and they want to be in front of you.
What can we do?
Yeah, the NDC press conference, you know, yeah, the BC ha. Nafi Yakoyanim. We move.
Can we have our final remarks on
sure,
this?
Sure, maybe. I think it's fair that I'll give you the final remark. Nafi
for me,
MPP
I think
press conference.
This posture, it defeats that so-called incorruptible attitude. He tagged the man, President Akufo-Addo. It dents his image. It taints his reputation. And that is what we will continue to do. We will let every Ghanaian know, sir, he is corrupt. Because otherwise, this is an issue. As I said, Otumi, sorry, Jiramu, no, Kase, look, this thing, whoever perpetrated this fraud must be punished. And can you raise the issue quickly? The Ministry of Energy and Information, say, there's this day we are going to have this, you have a full briefing on this PDS issue, and Ghanaians should be ready, so that you clear this thing once and for all. It's been how many? Almost a year since this PDS thing started. When you must, because Ghanaians have pushed it to the background, kakra, but we are not going to stop.
Okay.
Because the issues are so many, and we will not stop here.
CJ, here, their instance. Me say, me there no. Me the assembly echo courts, put the evidence there, and put an injunction on the process. What do you say? Oh, there now, oh, cano. Oh, be kanye. Na the eka any nyina echi no. Abanu koso ye there na mo pese omo ye. Until we put legal impediments in their way. Come back to Nnawotwe Akufo-Addo. Makacho they transpire when we went to the Jubilee House and had a meeting.
That's your issue.
In the end,
what's the truth about?
And you be a
it doesn't end there.
Something at the end he sees that we the question on pe ochemu and someone the legal ramifications, the diplomatic ramifications between the US and and someone is almost in some see US and Ghana relations best say.
But we lost money. We lost the money.
And you see,
we lost the money.
We collected 500 million under the same Millennium Development Authority under the NDC. And so now you're doing so.
So,
Nnawotwe Akufo-Addo, one could Jisicano. Do so anyhow.
That's not.
So what kind of money is it that you collect and
that's not the issue? Don't. This argument doesn't.
And see what press one here.
This argument doesn't.
Ghana for are running the thing and it's profitable.
It's
Ghana says
hold your fire.